I'm Trainer Tiff with Tackle It with Tiff, and today I'm going to do a quick review on a body pump class that I took today. Now, everything that I say is my opinion. I went to one class. Nothing against people that, have other opinions. This is just from my experience today. I have heard a lot about these body pump classes that people are going to at their gyms, whether it's at the Y, whether it's at 24-hour fitness, any kind of fitness. They have different classes that you can take, and a very popular one is body pump. Now, I go to 24-hour fitness, and their classroom has a wall of glass, so you can see what's happening in the classroom. And, I can see exactly what's going on. They've got barbells, and they've got steps, and they're doing all these different moves, and I have a boot camp myself, so I figured, hey, why not check out this class? So I had my own boot camp at 5 a.m. this morning, and I rinsed off afterward. I'm nice to people at the gym like that. Got redressed and went up to the gym at 8 o'clock. The class started at 8:30. I went ahead and did some chest and arm work before the class started. I'm hardcore like that. And at 8:30 the class starts, and I got up there at about 8:20 because I'd never been before and I wanted to make sure to set up. There was no classes before. The instructor was not there. I had to look around the classroom to try to see what everybody else had set up so I could figure out what to do because nobody explains what this is about. I got a step out with two of the little risers underneath on each side. I got a barbell I put a 5-pound on each side and a 2.5 on each side, so I had a 15-pound bar and one of the little mats so that you can get on the floor. That's what everybody else had, so I figured that's what I needed. Class started, and the instructor just walked in minutes before the class started. Somebody else had to set up her stuff, which I found extremely unprofessional. That's just me personally. I show up half an hour early, especially lately with a bunch of new students and stuff like that for my class. So that was a takeoff for the instructor. So class starts and the music starts, and all of a sudden we're doing, I assume is the workout. I have no idea. Apparently it was just the warm up, but I ended up finding out that it's exactly the same as the entire workout. And so after the warm-up, she asks if there's anybody new in the class, which is a great time to finally ask. So I raised my hand. I was new. She didn't tell me anything at all. There are different counts that you have to learn in the class, and they don't explain this to you at all. So when they say 2 and 2, what they're trying to say is 2 seconds down in the movement, 2 seconds back up for that rep. That'd be nice to know. When they tell you triple time, it doesn't mean go 3 times as fast like it does in the military when they tell you double time. What it really means is you do that one move 3 times. That's all that it means. And they do everything to a certain song. So each instructor, and it's set up, so everybody around the entire country can do the exact same workout. I get it. They have these little cheat sheet cards that has these colored squares, and it tells them what move to do how many times. And it goes to a certain song. So that song is set up with the exact counts that they need for this workout. And so she kept saying these things like, okay, now we're going to move to the shoulder track, and now we're going to move to the ab track, and now we're going to move to the squat track. What she meant was it's a different song that goes to these different workouts. So again, random lingo like that, you kind of have to know when you go to class that that's what she's talking about, or he is talking about. It's just a different song that goes to a different workout. So that was interesting. Then one of the other things that kind of bugged me, I like the fact that they use weights for resistance and stuff like that, but they don't tell you to bring extra plates for whatever the exercises are that day. So there was no preparation. Like, they don't tell you, okay, you're going to need, a bar for this, and then these are some of the other exercises, so get, plates accordingly. So people are trying to take plates off of their bars in the middle of the class. Like, she's changing CDs up there, or changing tracks on the CD, and you're real quick trying to get the plates off of your bar before it starts. So that was kind of awkward. I didn't feel real comfortable. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing exactly. Yeah, it was just strange. And then everything is very high rep, low weight. And I understand the concept to this. I really do, because you want a lot of cardio in it at the same time. But, like, just from my personal experience, I really like heavy weight and low reps. I've seen muscle growth. Muscle helps burn calories. You know, cardio, you can do circuits in such a way that you really don't have to do as much cardio as you usually would. Or you do HIIT training, which is high intensity interval training, that you can get short bursts of cardio, and it's a really good fat burn. Now, at one point in the class, this guy at the front of the classroom who had far too much weight on his bar, let's just say he had about an 80-pound bar going. He had like 4 10-pound weights on each side. When he squatted, he could only get down about an inch or two and then went back up. There was no full range of motion for this guy. She asked him what his heart rate was at, because he had a heart rate monitor on. He said 99%. Okay, if you're not aware of what your maximum heart rate is, just common sense. If you think about this, his maximum heart rate, can you say like cardiac arrest? Okay, his heart is beating so fast, it's almost beating out of his chest. And she doesn't tell him to slow down, to sit down, to breathe, or to get any water. So she's just allowing his heart rate to be as high as it is, which I don't know how it was that high, because my shirt was still dry at the end. And after my boot camp, I look like I just took a shower in my clothes. So, you know, it was really strange to see this, you know, dichotomy inside of this class. So that kind of raised a red flag to me, that there was a safety concern with his heart rate, and she didn't seem concerned at all. She actually was like, oh, cool, I've never heard anybody say a percentage before. That's an extreme danger zone. If you're at 99%, you're pushing so hard, you can literally pass out. It's not a safe thing to do. If you have a heart rate monitor, you need to look at those percentages. They tell you a fat burning zone, a cardio zone, and then a red zone. He was in the like extreme red zone. Okay, not good. So there were certain things like that that kind of didn't quite make sense to me. Push-ups in this class were girl push-ups. Everybody was allowed to do them on their knees. One thing I've learned through working out and stuff like that is that if you don't try and if you don't use proper form, you'll never get it right. And exercises, they don't get easier, you just get stronger. That's how exercising works. That's how getting healthy works. To do a push-up, it's supposed to be a full body exercise, but everybody's doing them on their knees. And I understand everybody's really worn out from doing stuff, but I think that they would get a lot more benefit if they used higher weights and lower reps and worked in some circuit training instead. Again, it's just my opinion. So, you know, I always tell all of my boot campers and things like that they're not allowed to do push-ups on their knees. It's not even an option in my boot camps. You're not going to get better at them until you do them right and until you really try. So, that's the way it goes at my boot camp. And of course, I'm comparing my boot camp to somebody else's class, and I know that's probably not right, but that's what I'm doing in my head. So, you know, I understand that a lot of people really enjoy these body pump classes and stuff like that. Personally, it's definitely not for me. I left the class with a dry shirt. I didn't feel like I had gotten a workout. You know, there wasn't a good emphasis on form, which is extremely important. No, she didn't ask anybody if they needed modifications. She didn't ask about any health issues. You know, these are simple, quick things that I ask before all of my boot camps for safety purposes, to make sure that I don't throw anybody's knee out, to make sure that, you know, nobody's going to fall over in the middle of an exercise. So, you know, to me, you know, I'm sure part of it was just the instructor. I know that there are very good instructors out there, very good class leaders. Different people are trained different ways, so I know that, you know, again, it's just different with different classes. But, you know, she showed up, right, she walked in the door and started the class. I mean, she barely got her mic working and put her coffee down, and we were starting because she had just walked in at that time. which to me is unprofessional. You need to show up early and get people acclimated to the area, even if, you know, you're not physically in the classroom. You need to talk to people outside. It's not a class that I'll ever do again, probably. You know, I know there are a lot of other classes. I may try another class here soon. It took a lot just for me to try a body pump class because I was like, it's whatever. And it's still whatever. I'm still not into the whole body pump thing. I'm glad that some people are. I think it's great as a beginner class. I think that, you know, if you're just starting to get into the gym and you want to build a social, you know, group, things like that, if you just want to get to know people, if you just don't even know where to start in the gym, I think it's a good thing to try so you can start learning some different moves, things like that. But it's definitely not for me. I'm all for working hard and lifting heavy and getting proper form down and doing everything with proper counts and with proper weights. So I hope you guys found this somewhat helpful. You know, I hope that some of you guys will maybe try, you know, different kinds of classes. You know, like I said in my other video, you know, challenge yourself, try different things, keep your mind open, you know, get out there and do whatever you can to stay active and, you know, always try something new, try a new challenge. So I tried that with body pump. Again, it's not my thing. I'm totally down with my own boot camp and for training hard in the gym. So it's okay, you guys. Show me your spandex and I'll see you on the slimmer side.